What if I told you that the destiny of a nation was once shaped by a man paralyzed from the waist down? Would you believe that this man, Apolinario Mabini, became the brain behind the Philippine Revolution? Born on a midsummer day, July 23, 1864, in the humble town of Tanawan, Batangas, Apolinario, Mabini entered a world fraught with tension and ripe for change. His early life was by no means easy, but he was a promising student, earning scholarships that allowed him to pursue his education. His journey to becoming a lawyer was one marked by tenacity and grit. Despite the many setbacks and hurdles that came his way, Mabini held fast to his vision. His pursuit of knowledge and justice led him to the hallowed halls of the legal profession, where he used his sharp mind and eloquent tongue to champion the rights of his people. But Mabini's life took a dramatic turn when he joined the Freemasonry and became a member of La Liga Filipina. These organizations, with their radical ideologies and fervent desire for reform, ignited a spark within Mabini. They exposed him to a world beyond the courtroom, one where ideas could be as powerful as laws and where a single voice could ignite a revolution. It was here that Mabini's true potential started to emerge. His brilliant mind and unwavering commitment to his country's freedom catapulted him to the forefront of the revolutionary movement. His insights and strategies were invaluable, earning him the moniker, the brain of the revolution. And yet few could have predicted the monumental role he was about to play. The stage was set, and the curtain was about to rise on Mabini's most significant role yet, the fight for his nation's freedom. The winds of change started to blow, and Mabini found himself at the heart of the storm, the Philippine Revolution. As the late 19th century rolled around, the Philippines was a nation on the cusp of a significant upheaval. The Spanish colonial rule was increasingly being challenged, and the clamor for independence grew louder. Amidst this tumultuous period, Apolinario Mabini found himself drawn into the vortex of change. A lawyer by profession, Mabini was a man of conviction and intellect. He initially lent his support to the reformist movement, advocating for peaceful change and integration within the Spanish political framework. However, as the flames of revolution began to spread, Mabini's perspective began to shift. The call for radical change and total independence from Spanish rule became a resonant echo in his heart. The revolution was not without its perils. Mabini was arrested by Spanish authorities during the early stages of the Philippine Revolution. However, his physical condition, paralyzed from polio, led to his release. The Spanish, underestimating the power of his intellect, discounted him as a threat. Little did they know that Mabini's influence was not confined to the physical realm. His mind, unimpaired by his physical condition, was a potent weapon in the fight for freedom. Upon his release, Mabini threw his full support behind the revolution. His intellectual prowess and legal acumen made him a valuable asset to the revolutionary movement. He became an advisor to the revolutionary leader Emilio Aguinaldo, providing crucial guidance in the fight against colonial rule. The storm of the Philippine Revolution was raging, and Mabini was at its epicenter. He was no longer a spectator but an active participant, his ideas and convictions fueling the fight for independence. With the revolution in full swing, Mabini was about to make his most significant contribution yet, shaping the destiny of his nation. With the pen as his sword and the Constitution as his shield, Mabini forged the blueprint for the first Philippine Republic. As the revolution raged on, Mabini was appointed as legal and constitutional advisor to the revolutionary government. His intellect and profound understanding of law and governance made him a beacon of guidance. He was not just a man of thought, but also a man of action. His ideas were not confined to paper, but they shaped the very foundations of a new republic. This remarkable man was not just a thinker, but also a doer. He was appointed as the first Prime Minister of the Philippines, a role he embraced with tenacity and dedication. As Prime Minister, he championed the ideals of democracy and sovereignty, ensuring that the government was guided by the principles of justice, equality, and freedom. But Mabini's contributions were not confined to his role in governance. His pen was as mighty as any sword. His works, including the True Decalogue and the Constitutional Program of the Philippine Republic, were instrumental in the drafting of the Malolos Constitution. These seminal pieces of writing laid down the principles of governance, defining the structure and functions of the new government. They served as the cornerstone of the first Philippine Republic, championing the values of democracy, justice, and equality. Mabini's ability to articulate the aspirations of his people, to translate their hopes and dreams into a tangible framework of governance, was truly extraordinary. His writings became the guiding light, providing direction for a nation striving to assert its identity and sovereignty. His influence extended far beyond the written word. His vision of a democratic and sovereign Philippines resonated in the corridors of power, shaping the course of the nation's history. Despite his failing health, Mabini's influence did not wane. His voice echoed in the halls of power, shaping the destiny of his nation. The final chapter in Mabini's life was as dramatic as the rest. In the twilight of the 19th century, Mabini found himself at odds with the American colonizers. His commitment to the Philippine cause remained unyielding, but his diplomatic efforts fell on deaf ears. In the year 1899, Mabini tendered his resignation, a decision instigated by the failed negotiations with the Americans during the Philippine-American War. The Americans, wary of his influence and intellect, captured Mabini, exiling him to the distant island of Guam. Yet, even in exile, Mabini's spirit remained unbroken, his thoughts ever focused on his homeland. As the dawn of the 20th century broke, Mabini returned to the Philippines, bearing the weight of his people's dreams and the scars of their struggles. His time, however, was short. In the month of May, in the year 1903, Mabini breathed his last. Apolinario Mabini's life may have been cut short, but his legacy lives on, a testament to the indomitable spirit of a nation and the man who helped shape it.